Alright, hello and welcome to the latest Talk2G on the 17th of April 2011, and today is a very special episode because we have a special guest. So many specials you can't fit it in. We have the one and only JewWario.
Hello everyone, hello.
But the people in the stream already know that because, well... we were talking a moment ago. Anyway,
Yeah.
as I was about to start off, and yes, Squeaky, whoa, really, the one and only. As I was about to start off, I've already asked you before, but how did you get into making your videos?
Well, it was just something that I'd been watching videos for a while, and my friend Max and I had been talking, and I just thought, this might be a nice little project to do. Just something on the side, just to do. And so we started thinking of different things. What could we do? And one of our first attempts was a thing called the Ludus Challenge, or the Ludus Review. And I got that idea actually from Game Center CX, so that we would play games that people had never played before. And actually, those were, I had planned for a lot of Japanese games, obviously, since people just don't play those. We did a couple, and they were okay, but they could have been better. So we just kind of, fell to the wayside, and I started just really wanting to do videos.
Yeah.
So I just decided, you can play this. So
And that's kind of oh yeah, Game Center CX. Since you got a fan of that game in the stream.
Oh, I am Freezing Inferno. I love Game Center CX. It's a good show. It's because it has him playing the games. It also does little side shows, side little episodes where he'll go around and go to arcades or places that have arcade machines. Maybe they're not just arcades. Maybe they just have games.
Yeah.
A lot of them lately have been mom and pop's places. Little tiny mom and pop places where nobody usually ever goes, but they've got a couple of arcade games and some other fun things. And somebody suggests it in a postcard, and he just goes and does that, and then they, have something else. They'll talk to somebody famous or talk about something that's going on, or just something that he's interested in. They sometimes go over older games as well. They had one where they went over black and white Game Boy games and talked about which ones he would like to see redone in color.
Oh, I see.
So,
that's interesting.
what exactly is Game Center CX? Gearstrike asks. Game Center CX is basically it's a host named Arino, and it's changed over the couple of years that it's been on, but it's a comedian, part of a Manzai group named Arino, and he plays games that he's never played before, or usually never played before. There's a couple that he had played, and he was like, "Oh, I think I remember this one, but I'm not sure." And he just tries to make it in 13 hours for most of them. He tries to make it to the end. And that's it. They record, and it totally doesn't sound interesting. But it really is. Because you see him doing things that most of them have never played before, but Japanese people have. So for them it's interesting because they want to see, oh, I wonder if he's going to find that secret area. Or, oh, I wonder if he's really having a hard time with this area. I wonder if he'll do this or that, So it kind of pulls you into the game because you've played it, and you're hoping the best for him. And for Americans, it's interesting because we've never played a lot of these games before. I mean, we have, and it's just interesting to watch somebody else. It's like a Let's Play, only it's not so much commentary. It's just trying to see somebody succeed.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. Yeah, it's kind of like Let's Play.
Yeah.
You did go for a moment a little bit robotic, but you could still understand it there. That was a bit.
Oh,
Yeah, that might actually. You can kind of blame me for that because my net sometimes decides to be like, "Hey, I'm gonna be slow for a moment." So.
no.
And Draco, I saw you ask. You had no idea what CX is. Wasn't it also released here as Retro Game Challenge?
Yes.
Yeah, so you might be more interested in that, Draco. You've heard of that one, I'm sure.
Yeah. And that was actually a game based on the show. They actually talked to developers of the show, to Arino himself, to talk about what mini games that they could make, what games, like the Famicom or the NES that they could make that would be kind of retro. And so they were even going to bring over the TV show as Retro Game Challenge. But nobody picked it up, which is really a shame because...
Yeah, that'd have been interesting.
Yeah, I think it would have been really great. But that's pretty much it.
So, the next question is, and this is always going to be probably one of those ones that that is like a bit of a no-duh, I suppose. But did you ever expect to get where you are today?
No.
Yeah, pretty much no.
I'm still amazed. A lot of people say, "Oh, but you get so many hits on your videos and stuff," and no, I don't. But I'm glad that people who watch it do watch it.
Yeah, you have some really good fans. Every time I see the guys in the chat, I'm all like, "Wow!" I've seen some people's fan bases net arseholes.
Oh yeah,
they're terrible. Yeah. I mean, I've only heard of stories of Spoonie's fan base. I've only heard stories. I haven't actually seen them, but like, oh dear.
Yeah, they can be pretty mean. It's my opinion that if you're nice to people, then you get nice people, kind of getting around you and getting around your videos and supporting you. So for me, it's kind of important that way. And so even though, I do have very few, fewer followers or fewer hits on my videos than, say, Spoonie or Linkara or even Todd in the Shadows, I get very, happy fans and very loyal fans and very kind fans. So I actually would rather have that.
Yeah.
I would like the hits, but I would rather have nice people.
Yeah. That's what I like. A lot of people these days, I see reviewers always going, always making videos and reviews going, "I hate this. Oh, this is terrible. Why? I'll tell you why this is so bad." And like you, for example, you tell people about games that you like and games that you enjoy, and I don't see that very often.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
I like watching videos like that because for example, you get a lot more discussion out of it. Like, why is it bad? Oh, controls are bad. Okay, that's kind of where it stops. So, but if you say there's something good, then you get to really explain about it.
And why? There's so many good games. People do like to rag on why they don't like something. But when they like something, I don't know if you've noticed this. There's a lot of times where people will say, "Oh, you got to play this game," or "You got to watch this movie," and you go, "Okay, well, why?" And they're like, "Oh, dude, I can't explain it. You just got to do it because it's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right then. Yeah. I don't think I've ever had any moments like that too much, though. Mind you, I always someone did say that to like the first time that since it's coming out in 2 days, but I'm going to mention something. The first time that Portal came out, like, it was an original fresh idea, and someone was like, "Hey, you got to play this." And I was like, "Alright, what's this?" And he's like, "I can't explain it because it was a new idea, the whole going into one portal out the other." And he just gave me a video, and I looked, and I was like, "That looks cool."
Yeah.
And it's just like, alright, I'll try this. And then I fell in love. And now the next one's coming out in like 2 days. So, oh my god. I can't wait for that. Although it's a shame because I probably would guess you can't play it because of your not being able to play first person stuff.
Yeah, getting the vertigo and everything, and
Yeah.
that really sucks. I really hate that because there are some. I don't usually like the ones where they're first person shooters, but like Portal, I'd like to play because for the most part, it's pretty non-violent, and
It is.
and I'm just, I'm just not walking around. I'm not used to. I don't like games where you're just, and this is just personal preference. Shooting people just to shoot them and stuff, and okay, that's good for some people. I'm into those kinds of games. It's not that I'm not into violence. I like to some bad driver's name next, but
yeah, Portal is. Have you ever tried changing the field of view? Because they're in some games, at least I know in the Valve games, there was options to be able to change like a certain viewing field, and it apparently helps a lot of people that get what you have with the whole first person thing.
Actually, when I did play it, my friend Shuki, that's the only way that I was able to play Portal. Was Shuki put it into a third person view. He had bought it for the Mac.
Oh, okay.
And or actually, I think he bought it for his Windows, but he did it on Boot Camp on his Mac. But anyways, long story short, too late. Regardless, he put it frame in frame or picture in screen, so it didn't fill up the screen, and he made it so that it was there was a hack that was a third person view, and that's the only way that I was able to play it. Unfortunately, sometimes you get to see through walls, so you can see what's around. But that's the only way that I was able to play Portal.
Oh, okay. Well, did you at least enjoy it for what it was?
Oh yeah, and if they had something like that you could unlock on the 360 or the PS3, I'd totally do it.
Okay. Actually, while I think of it, one question I did actually want to get off my chest was the T-shirt I sent. Did it fit?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, it did.
Okay, because it only came in one size, and I was like, I'll risk it. So
yes.
Okay, that's good. Is it like nice, loose?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. In fact, I'm taking it with me on vacation. So
that's good then.
For those of you not to know, he sent me a Marvel vs. Capcom 3 T-shirt.
Yes,
that's very.
I might have
one. Art dude, what got me into Japanese games? Actually, a magazine where I think it was Nintendo Power, where they were talking about the differences in Castlevania, and I thought, wow, well, why are they changing it? And then they had an article on Final Fantasy. I think I can't remember if it was Final Fantasy 2 for America or Final Fantasy 3 Japan, but they said that they no, it wasn't Final Fantasy 3 Japan because that never came out here. Anyways, they had to change something like, oh yeah, there's the shirt. That they had to change some images because they were, they might be considered naughty. And I thought, well, gosh, I wonder how much more they changed. So, that'd be, man, that's a cool shirt. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because I thought about at some point I was thinking of, I don't know how it crossed my mind so much, but I was thinking of doing originally I was thinking of doing a series, or at least experimenting with a series of basically what you said, kind of like the differences between ports on consoles. Like, say if there was an NES version of a game, if there was a port on it on the Super Nintendo, what did they change? Did they add anything? Were there any differences in the Japanese version? Just little bits of info randomly, but in the end I don't think I followed through, and I can't remember why. I thought it was an interesting idea, but I take a lot to figure out which ones will, which ones have and haven't got differences without playing literally start to finish all the way. Oh, sorry, hang on.
Yeah.
I have to allow links. URL was removed.